Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah. I am from Brazil, and I want to share my English learning story with you. Maybe my story can help you learn English too. 2 years ago, I could not speak English at all. I knew only a few words like hello and thank you. Today, I can speak English much better. How did I do this? I want to tell you my story. Learning English is not easy, but it is possible. You need to be patient with yourself. You need to practice every day. Most importantly, you need to enjoy the process. In this video, I will share 3 simple methods that helped me learn English. These methods are reading stories, copying sounds, and thinking out loud. Let me tell you how I discovered each method. Part 1. My first English experience. When I started learning English, I felt very nervous. I was afraid to make mistakes. I was afraid people would laugh at me. One day, I was on a bus in my city. 2 tourists were sitting near me. They were speaking English. I wanted to help them because they looked lost. I tried to speak to them. I said, "Hello, you need help?" My grammar was wrong, but they understood me. They smiled and said, "Yes, thank you so much." I felt so happy. Even with simple words and bad grammar, I could communicate. This moment changed everything for me. I realized that speaking English is about communication, not perfection. After this experience, I decided to study English seriously. I wanted to help more people. I wanted to travel to other countries. I wanted to make friends from around the world. Part 2. Finding my teacher. I looked for an English school in my city. I found a small school with a very special teacher. Her name was Mrs. Anderson. She was from Canada. On my first day, Mrs. Anderson asked us a question. She said, "Why do you want to learn English?" Some students said, "For work." Others said, "For travel." I said, "I want to help people and make friends." Mrs. Anderson smiled. She said, "Perfect. Language is for communication. We learn languages to connect with other people. In this class, we will speak English every day. We will make mistakes, and that is okay. Making mistakes helps us learn." This was different from other schools. Other schools focused on grammar rules and vocabulary lists. Mrs. Anderson's method was simple. Use English to express your ideas. She taught us that there are 3 important ways to learn a language. You must listen to the language. You must read the language. You must speak the language. When you do all 3 things every day, you will improve quickly. Part 3. The power of reading. Mrs. Anderson taught us the first method, reading. She said, "Reading is the fastest way to learn new words. When you read for 30 minutes every day, you learn words twice as fast as people who do not read." But she gave us important advice about reading. She said, "You must choose books that are interesting to you. If the book is boring, you will not continue reading. If the book is too difficult, you will feel frustrated." She showed us how to choose the right book. First, open the book to any page. Read 1 paragraph. Count the words you do not know. If there are more than 5 unknown words in 1 paragraph, the book is too difficult. Choose an easier book. She also taught us what to do when we find a new word. She said, "Do not stop reading. Try to understand the word from the context. Continue reading the sentence. Continue reading the paragraph. Often, you can guess the meaning. If you still do not understand the word after reading the whole paragraph, then you can check a dictionary. Write the new word in a notebook with its meaning. But do not write too many words. Choose only the most important words. I started reading simple stories in English. At first, it was very slow. I needed to check many words. But after 2 weeks, reading became easier. After 1 month, I could read for 30 minutes without stopping. The stories helped me learn new words naturally. I learned how words work together in sentences. I learned common phrases that English speakers use every day. Part 4. The shadowing technique. The second method Mrs. Anderson taught us was called shadowing. This method helps improve pronunciation and speaking skills. One student in our class had a problem. His name was Kim, and he was from South Korea. Kim could read English very well. He could understand English movies and TV shows, but when he spoke English, people could not understand him. Kim was very frustrated. He said, "I study English every day, but my pronunciation is terrible. I am afraid to speak because people cannot understand me." Mrs. Anderson explained the problem. She said, "When we speak English, we use the muscles in our mouth, but sometimes we use these muscles the same way we use them in our native language. This makes our English pronunciation sound different." She taught us the shadowing technique to fix this problem. Shadowing means copying sounds that you hear. It is like being an echo. Here is how to do shadowing. First, find an English video or audio that is not too fast. Choose something you can understand easily. News programs, children's stories, or learning videos work well. Do this for 10 to 15 minutes every day. Start with short sentences. When short sentences become easy, try longer sentences. Kim tried this method every day. After 2 weeks, his pronunciation improved a lot. After 1 month, everyone could understand him clearly. I also used shadowing to improve my pronunciation. At first, it felt strange to copy sounds without thinking about meaning, but gradually, my mouth learned the correct English sounds. Part 5. Thinking out loud. The third method was the most interesting. It was called thinking out loud. Mrs. Anderson learned this method from a former student named Maria from Italy. Maria visited our class one day. She had studied with Mrs. Anderson 1 year earlier. At that time, Maria was a complete beginner. Now, she spoke English fluently and beautifully. Mrs. Anderson asked Maria, "How did you improve so quickly?" Maria said, "I used all the methods you taught me. I read English stories every day. I did shadowing practice every day. But the most helpful method was thinking out loud." "We were all curious," Maria explained. "Normally, we think in our native language all day long, but I started thinking in English instead. When I think in English, I say my thoughts out loud." "This sounded very strange to us," Maria continued. "At first, it was very difficult. My thoughts in Portuguese were long and complex, but my English was simple and basic. I had to learn to think in simple English." She gave us examples. Instead of thinking complex thoughts, she would think simple thoughts like, "I am hungry. I want to eat lunch. What should I cook today? Maybe I will make pasta. Pasta is easy to cook." Maria said, "At the beginning, I felt silly talking to myself. But after 2 weeks, something amazing happened. I met an English tourist in my city. We started talking, and I could speak to him easily. I did not need to translate from Portuguese to English in my head. The English words came naturally. This method impressed all of us. Mrs. Anderson explained why thinking out loud works so well. She said, "When you think out loud in English, you practice speaking without pressure. There is no one to judge your mistakes. You can practice new words and sentences in a safe environment." Part 6. My Progress and Results. I decided to try all 3 methods together. Every day, I followed a simple schedule. In the morning, I read English stories for 30 minutes. I chose simple stories about daily life, friendship, and adventure. I wrote down 5 new words each day in a notebook. In the afternoon, I did shadowing practice for 15 minutes. I used YouTube videos designed for English learners. I copied the pronunciation of news reporters and English teachers. In the evening, I practiced thinking out loud for 20 minutes. I talked about my day, my plans, and my feelings. At first, my sentences were very simple. I said things like, "Today was good. I studied English. I feel happy." Gradually, my sentences became longer and more complex. After 2 months, I could think about complicated topics in English. The results surprised me. After 3 months of daily practice, I could have simple conversations with English speakers. After 6 months, I felt confident speaking English in most situations. But the most important change was in my confidence. I was no longer afraid to make mistakes. I understood that mistakes are part of learning. Part 7. Additional Tips for Success. Through my learning journey, I discovered some additional tips that can help you succeed. First, be patient with yourself. Learning a language takes time. Do not expect to speak perfectly after 1 month. Celebrate small improvements every day. Second, find opportunities to use English in real life. Join English conversation groups in your city. Practice with other students. Use English when you travel or meet tourists. Third, make English part of your daily routine. Change your phone settings to English. Watch English YouTube videos about your hobbies. Listen to English music during exercise. Fourth, do not be afraid of making mistakes. Every mistake teaches you something new. Native English speakers make mistakes too. Fifth, focus on communication, not perfection. The goal is to express your ideas clearly. Perfect grammar and pronunciation will come with time and practice. Sixth, use technology to help you learn. There are many free apps and websites for English learners. Use translation apps when you need help, but do not depend on them completely. Part 8. Creating your daily practice. Now I want to help you create your own daily English practice routine. You do not need to study for many hours each day. 30 to 60 minutes of focused practice is better than 3 hours of unfocused study. Here is a simple daily schedule you can follow. In the morning, spend 20 minutes reading. Choose stories or articles that interest you. Remember to focus on understanding the main ideas, not every single word. In the afternoon, spend 15 minutes doing shadowing practice. Use the same video or audio for 1 week. This repetition will help your mouth learn the correct English sounds. In the evening, spend 15 minutes thinking out loud. Talk about your day, your feelings, or your plans for tomorrow. If you feel comfortable, you can record yourself speaking. Listen to the recording the next day to hear your progress. On weekends, try to use English in different ways. Watch an English movie with subtitles. Listen to English podcasts about topics you enjoy. Write short diary entries in English. Remember that consistency is more important than perfection. It is better to practice for 20 minutes every day than to study for 3 hours once a week. Part 9. Common Challenges and Solutions. Every English learner faces similar challenges. Let me share some common problems and their solutions. Challenge number 1. I understand English when I read, but I cannot understand when people speak. This is normal. Spoken English is faster and uses different rhythm than written English. Solution: listen to English audio every day. Start with slow, clear audio like news for learners. Gradually move to faster, more natural speech. Challenge number 2. I can understand English, but I cannot speak. This happens because listening and speaking use different skills. Solution: practice speaking every day, even if you are alone. Use the thinking out loud method. Record yourself speaking and listen to identify areas for improvement. Challenge number 3. I forget new words quickly. This is very common. Solution: use new words in sentences. Write example sentences in your notebook. Review your vocabulary notebook every week. Try to use new words when you think out loud. Challenge number 4. I feel embarrassed about my accent. Remember that accents are normal and natural. Even native English speakers have different accents. Solution: focus on clear pronunciation rather than perfect accent. The shadowing technique will help you speak more clearly. Challenge number 5. I do not have time to study English every day. Solution: use small amounts of time throughout your day. Read English during your lunch break. Listen to English podcasts while exercising. Think out loud while walking or cooking. Conclusion and next steps. Learning English changed my life in wonderful ways. I made friends from many different countries. I got a better job because I could speak English. I traveled to English-speaking countries and felt confident communicating. But the most important change was inside me. Learning English taught me that I can achieve difficult goals if I practice consistently and stay patient with myself. You can achieve the same success. Remember the 3 main methods: read English stories every day, practice shadowing for better pronunciation, and think out loud to improve your speaking confidence. Start with small goals. Read for 15 minutes today. Try shadowing with 1 video. Think out loud about your day for 5 minutes. Tomorrow, do the same thing again. After 1 week, you will notice small improvements. After 1 month, you will feel more confident. After 3 months, you will be surprised by your progress. I want to encourage you to start today. Do not wait for the perfect time or the perfect materials. Use what you have available right now. The most important step is the first step. Remember that every English learner started exactly where you are now. Every fluent English speaker was once a beginner. Your journey is just beginning, and I believe you can succeed. Please leave a comment below and tell me about your English learning goals. What challenges do you face? Which method are you most excited to try? In my next video, I will share specific book recommendations for different English levels. I will also show you exactly how to find the best shadowing materials online. Thank you for watching, and remember, practice every day, be patient with yourself, and enjoy the journey. Good luck with your English learning adventure.